Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be shopping my collection. So if you want to see how this look comes out, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's shop my collection. Ignore that, I was watching YouTube. So let's first start off with primer. Let's go in with the No Problemo. And then for foundation, let's go back to this guy. Okay, concealer. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the e.l.f. today. Like I've said before, I only have one powder at a time. And then bronzers. This is my favorite, but I use that a lot. That's blushes. Ooh, let's use this blush today. And then I can't decide what I want for bronzer. Oh my gosh, open. Let's just use this guy. Okay, for highlighter, let's use this. Should we mix it? Let's mix a little of this. Okay. Let's get some mascara. We'll use Milk now that it's dried up some. For brows, let's grab my normal because I don't really keep very many of those. All right. Let's pick a palette first. So, palettes. I kind of want to do more with this one. What else do we have? Okay, I think I'm gonna take the Alamar because I've actually never used it. Came in a BoxyCharm. I think I'm gonna use both this one and Riviera and see what I can come up with. Okay, what else did I need? We'll come back to these when I figure out what the eye look's gonna look like. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you saw in the shopping my collection, the primer we're going to use is the Touch in Sol No Problemo primer. So I just use one pump of this and I focus it where my pores are, which having dry skin, I don't really have enlarged pores, but this still looks good. Okay, so for foundation, I have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This was my favorite, but I became obsessed with the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. I'm just out of it. I need to buy more. Today, though, because I have a lot and I need to get through my foundations, we're gonna use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour. This is in the shade 405, which I think is their lightest, which is funny because I'm paler than that, but it's fine. We blend it down. We make it work. Let's go in with the, I keep looking over there, sorry, what's it called? You know it as a viewfinder, it's my Mac. It's over there showing me the image, but anyways, I'll try to stop looking at it as I look at it. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Warm, which is too light for me, but I also need to use it up, so we're just gonna use it anyways. I don't really want to focus on my chin because I have zits, and I also don't want to work that hard to get rid of them. So, okay. I'm gonna get my setting powder ready So the setting powder I currently have is the Maybelline Fit Me in Fair. I love this powder and I use it a lot. I like the powder is really good, but I love the price point. Like, I mention this a lot, but for me, powder is not something I personally can justify spending a lot of money on. So for me, this is great. So I have been really crappy with uploading videos. I upload one a week or not at all. And it's hard. Like, I really do love doing makeup and I love playing with it. This is weird to say, I love touching it. I love playing with it. Like, I like organizing it in my drawers and stuff. But lately, I have not given a damn about makeup. And it's weird because I feel like my passion's gone. Oh shit, I left this on too long. Oh, I do remember somebody saying that this... Damn it. Hold on. I forgot. This dries way too fast. Oh, this is gonna be a disaster. Go. It's freezing. It's okay. Oh, I haven't used this in so long. I forgot it dries fast. So I feel like I'm a very lazy person. Very lazy. And I've been lazy for a long time. And obviously that's how this happened, the fatness. Anyways, I've noticed though, from being lazy for so long and being overweight for so long, my laziness is no longer just physical. It's mental. And it sucks and it's annoying. And it's not an easy thing to get out of because it's mental. It's just kind of like any other mental problem. But I'm working on it. So now that it's stemmed to being mentally lazy, I feel like I don't want to do anything. And I also feel like if I don't do nothing on a weekend and, you know, catch up on YouTube or watch Netflix or something like that, I feel like I didn't have my weekend, which is really bad. I don't need to sit around watching YouTube or watching TV for that long. Because of that, I never film. I never play with makeup. I literally only put makeup on in the morning to go to work. And it sucks because I really want YouTube to be a career because I love the lifestyle it would bring. And I don't mean the lifestyle as in, you know, brand trips and money and blah, 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 blah. Like, those are added bonuses. The perks I want is, you know, working for yourself and to, you know, be able to do a schedule on your own time. So, like, if I wanted to have it that I only wake up at 8 o'clock and, you know, and then I can start work, or, you know, be able to be like, oh, well, I need this dentist appointment now, and not really have to worry about taking time off and then losing income because you had to take the time off, or have to take PTO. Well, then now, when am I going to go on this vacation because I just used my PTO? Like, I hate 9 to 5. And so I like YouTube for that reason. Is, you know, I think it would be, you know, a great career, but and it's, what's crazy is, you know, like, everyone says don't start a YouTube if you're doing it for the money. And I'm not doing it for the money, but at the same time, because I'm so mentally lazy, I just can't get myself to even film. I can't get myself to want to step aside and, you know, sit down and film. Which sucks because it's the career I want to do. You know, I've tried to figure out what career I want and what I want to do in the future. And basically have a quarter life crisis every Sunday. Don't know why it's Sunday, but it's every Sunday. And it's freaking annoying. And I understand, you know, after watching so many things about it, you're not gonna necessarily know. And even when you know, the next step, you'll still feel the same way of not knowing. That's what people say. I don't know if it's true because I haven't gotten to that point. But every freaking Sunday, I have a quarter life crisis. I pretty much go into a depression. My version of a depression. And I say that because with this weird memory thing, I can't focus on a memory long enough to actually be depressed. It makes it hard. It makes it hard that I want this to be a career, but I can't get myself to grind, basically. You know, you always hear the story in your 20s you're supposed to grind, in your 30s, I give up on the saying after that, but you know, you're supposed to grind in your 20s. Your 20s are not supposed to be the best times of your life because you're supposed to be working towards your good times, and the 20s is where you're working towards it. Well, I can't even get myself to work towards it. It's so frustrating. So, but then there's some days, and there's days like, you know, yesterday and today where I'm like, this is what I want. Why am I not doing it? And so I even sat down, started straightening my hair, and was watching a YouTube video as I did it in the intentions to start filming. And right before I started filming, I'm like, do I want to do this? Should I just put on basic makeup and then go get Mike for lunch? Because that's what I'm doing after this, which means I need to keep track of the time. Couldn't find my phone. Okay, we don't have that long. And it's just like, oh, it's so frustrating. And I never thought I could relate to people who had mental issues just because, like I said, I guess what I have is probably a mental issue of not being able to focus on an emotion long enough. But because I can't focus on an emotion long enough, I could never understand people who get, you know, extreme anxiety or get extreme depression. I just couldn't understand it. But I feel like my laziness kind of, and that mental frustration of not being able to stop it, even though I know I want to do this and I know I want to get up and go film and do this, but I just can't get myself to get up and do it, kind of feels probably the same. I mean, obviously it's a different subject and a different feeling, but I kind of think it makes me realize more of what people's mental health is like. Because I used to be that person that would roll my eyes when somebody would talk about that they're depressed or some, you know, because I couldn't understand it. And I feel like now I can understand it, and it's my own version. And that's why I always say lately when I'm talking about being depressed, I say it's my version of depression, because my version of depression is a very, very, very different scale of somebody else. Somebody else, their depression can cripple them. My depression, it just isolates me in a room for a day. And it's not even that, like, I can't go out and do something or I can't talk to somebody. I just don't want to. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit there, watch TV, and get a headache from staying in the same place for too long. I don't think I mentioned it. I went into the bronzer I showed you at the beginning. This is the Butter Bronzer Collection, and it's just the light medium bronzer. They don't sell this collection, but I think that bronzer is sold separately now. And I'm going to go into Alameda Cosmetics Blush Trio, and let's do Scorcher. So, oh, that's my life update. Didn't know I was doing a life update. But, so kind of goes hand in hand though, is I have my laziness, my mental laziness, but then also YouTube is so frustrating. Like, you know, I looked the other day, I have been doing YouTube for 3 years. On and off, I think the most I ever went without uploading was a month or maybe 2 months when we were having really hard times and was basically moving states. But that's the most I've ever skipped. So that's the most I've ever skipped. Now don't get me wrong, I am not consistent. And so that's another thing that makes me irritated is I realized at 3 years ago, if I had been consistent, I could have made this my career already. Which is frustrating because that just means I did it to myself, which sucks more. But then it's like the mental laziness kicks back in. It's like, well then if you know that being consistent could have helped you then, why aren't you doing it now? Still mentally lazy. So anyways, it just sucks because, you know, after doing YouTube for 3 years and with all the algorithm changes, by the way, Anastasia, I'm Reezy highlight. With all the algorithm changes, it's just like, is there hope? Is there a point to keep doing it? That's what I keep contemplating is, but I can't, even though I'm mentally lazy, I can't get myself to quit this because I do like it and I do really enjoy, I love doing makeup. I love filming. Don't really care for the editing part. But other than the editing part, I really do like doing this. I just, one, can't get myself to physically want to get up and actually just go do it because I'm too freaking lazy. But also, oh, for a glazed donut on top of that. But also YouTube makes it so that I don't want to do it because, or no, that's not the right saying. YouTube makes it so that it's basically encouraging my mental laziness. Because my mental laziness tells me I don't feel like getting up and doing it. And then YouTube is terrible for a small channel. And so it just kind of amplifies the laziness. So my mind is already saying I don't feel like getting up and doing this because I'm too lazy to get up and do it. And then my reasonable mind says, well, it's not like you're growing or doing anything because YouTube's got you hidden practically. So it's like a double whammy, which, like I said, just makes the mental laziness even more lazy. I'm going to take the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. So, anyways, basically what I'm trying to say though is every time this happens, I want to give up. And I always say, you know, I keep saying, what's the point? What's the point? You know, it's taking, sorry, the wet got on my hair. It's taking, you know, way too long. I think I'm at 400 subscribers and, you know, you can't even make this a career until 1,000, and even at that, it's not going to do much. And it's just, and so the one place that I'm doing okay is Instagram. Then Instagram just went and changed all its algorithms, and so now my pictures get no likes, they get hardly anything. And it's like, what's going on? Anyways, so it just, everything is like feeding into my mental laziness when it comes to wanting to change my career, which sucks. But I can't give up either. Because it feels like I've worked so hard, and I've done it just for so long that it feels like, what's a different way to explain it? Because some people don't take YouTube seriously. So I guess a way to explain it is think about going to school for you know, let's say you got an associate's degree. Let's be real. They say it's 2 years, but a lot of times it takes longer than that. So let's say it took you 2.5 to 3 years to get an associate's degree in the one field, in the one job you want to go do. Well, then you've graduated, you've got the certificate, and all of a sudden, all these barriers start coming. Like, you know, there's really no jobs in that field available in your city, or, you know, you maybe have to move, but then there's not that many there. You know, just all these barriers keep coming up, and then it's like, do you give up on something that you've spent 2.5 to 3 years pursuing because it's hard? But it's so frustrating because it just basically leads into my laziness more, and it's frustrating. Let's just move on to the eyes. I probably talked so much in this video. So I'm going to go in with the Riviera palette, and let's start off with a mixture of Estate and Coastlines. Oh, that one. So I'm going to mix those two and put them in my crease. So now that I've told you my life story, what's yours? This eye never blends as nice as the other eye, and both of them have this weird spot in the corner that does not like to hold pigment. It's really annoying. I'm going to go to the Alamar Cosmetics. I think those are the only shades I'm actually going to use out of the Riviera. Yeah. So now let's switch to the Alamar. Alamar. How does she say it? Anyways, let's switch to this and let's use Cocoa Taxi, which is that shade. It's kind of like a mustardy orange shade. I'm going to get a small brush and I'm going to use it just to blend the edges even further. I just want it to be more seamless, but also kind of start bringing in the warmth, because these two shades I've noticed now that blending them, because I was talking and not paying attention, they're more cool toned orangey coral shades. So let's start bringing in the warmth. The warmth. So I'm going to blend that on top, but also just kind of on the outer edge. This is a Morphe M514. If you want me to start saying my brushes more, let me know. Ooh, those colors together make a pretty color. So, anyways, the moral of this whole story, telling you my life and my mentality, is I'm going to try so freaking hard to do better and to actually grind and actually try to make this a living, because I want this career, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna try harder. All right, let's go ahead and go into Tropico. That is kind of like just more of a orange, true orange, and more burnt shade. I'm gonna take the, do I want this? I feel like I want fluffy. Now let's use this. It's the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH33. And I'm gonna put that in the outer V and also on my lid. Ooh, that's a pretty color. So I think the thing I regret the most is I've dragged my fiance into this. Like, when I met him, he used to work out twice a day, every day. He ate like crazy. Like, I mean, he ate so much food, but that's because he was working out twice a day, he could. And now, I feel like he doesn't work out at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, his job is a lot of physical work, so he still technically is working out in a way. But now he's become very, very mentally lazy as well. And I feel so guilty. I mean, I know I didn't like purposely do it, and he kind of just adapted to being around me and seeing me, but I still feel guilty. Because he's got all of these ideas and these dreams, and he actually has a brilliant idea to make a car that lasts forever. And he's explained it to me, and I mean, it works. I mean, everything comes down to it will work, and he needs to start, you know, writing it down. He's written it down, but he needs to start fully developing it so that he can take it to an investor to get going on it. I ruined him. He's now mentally lazy as well, and he also is like me and feels the need to come home and relax. And not that that's wrong. You should come home and relax, but not every day and not the whole time. Like, you could still get stuff done. Like, I mean, our house cleaning is so bad. Like, I just started the dishes and they've been sitting there for the whole week. I mean, granted, they've been piling up. It's not like they've been sitting there for a week, but it's just, it's so bad. So mentally bad. Mentally lazy. It's bad. But anyways, I'm hoping he's kind of like me in the fact that, like, if I am doing something and, like, I'm, you know, working hard on something and he's just sitting there doing nothing, it makes me feel like I need to sit there and do nothing. I don't want to be the only one that's working. And he's kind of like me in that aspect. So I'm hoping if I can get myself to start filming more and start doing stuff, then I can convince him, hey, I'm doing something, so why don't you do something on the car, or, you know, hopefully that way we can help each other. Let's do the lower lash line real quick. I'm going to take that Tropical. I feel like I have to say it with an accent, right? And I'm just going to buff that on the lower lash line and then lightly bring it in. I'm going to take a little bit of that Cocoa Taxi, the mustardish shade, and just buff this out underneath. Let's go in with the lid shade. So this is Morphe. I want to stop using Morphe. Give me a different one. All right. Ooh, here we go. This is the Alamar Cosmetics brush. Doesn't have a name. It's just a flat definer. And then we're going to go in with their shade. Nope, I'm not even going to try to say it. This one. It's like a olive or sage green. Ooh, it's pretty. You know what? Let's just use our finger. Oh! Why have I not used this palette? Oh my gosh. That's pretty. Let's use the brush now to kind of clean up the edges. I feel like I'm gonna add a little brown because I don't know why, I just feel like I need more dimension. So I'm gonna go in with the Cafecito brown. We're just gonna add just a little to the crease, just to give it a little more depth than it has. Oh, this is a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH40. Actually, I have the dupe, which is the Morphe M506. It's just I've used it so much it's kind of lost its shape, so I need one that still has its shape. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of Tropical and just blend even more. Let me guess, when are you coming? I'm hungry. Yep. Exact words. When are you coming? I'm hungry. I'm almost ready. That's a lie. We're gonna have to just be good with this because I have to go. Okay, I'm gonna take my MAC Nylon and highlight the inner corner and brow bone because that's all I ever do. This is like for sure my ride or die. Like if you wanted to be really extra, one of those like light green or like lime highlighters would look so cool in the inner corner. But I'm not at that level of confidence right now. So we're gonna stick with what I love. All right, oh God, I gotta hurry. All right, for brows, I'm gonna take the Jua brow pencil in black brown. And I'm just going to lightly do it. I don't want anything too intense. I'm just gonna kind of fill in where the blanks are and then use the gel. Good enough. I feel like that's always my saying with makeup. It's good enough. Brush it a little, just a little. And Anastasia brow gel in taupe, I think, yes. Mascara and lips I'm going to do off camera because I still have to figure out what lip, so I will be right back. Okay, so I did my mascara and lips. So mascara was the Milk Makeup like you saw in shopping my collection. The lips, I actually decided to go with Alamad's new lip gloss. I got this in my BoxyCharm. This is in the shade Dolce. Oh, Nude. Nude is Dolce? What's the name? Sure. I mean, the whole thing says Las Des Nude is Dolce. I don't know the full name. So that's what this is. I just did lip gloss because I'm gonna go eat, and so this is coming off anyways, but also I like it. It's pretty pigmented. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty pigmented. It's a little sticky, but maybe it's just because of how much I put on. Anyways, so yeah, that is all I have for this video. Like I said, I'm going to try to be better and upload more, but yeah, I will hopefully see you in my next one.